female voice that we hear on that call, do you recognize that to be you?
Yes.
I don't have any other questions.
The witness. Pass the witness.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Mark Brown. You and I have never spoken to each other, right?
We have not.
In fact, yesterday, you refused to speak with the investigator from the attacks, correct?
Correct.
All right. People's Exhibit number 7, which is right behind you. Where's your balcony in that picture there? Can you see it from there?
Here.
I'm just, of course, you got a little bit. Sure. All right. You know what? Yeah, that's. Just walk around. You just rotate before just circle that, please.
Which exhibit is that? 7?
People 7. So you were up there when you observed what you described, correct?
Correct.
And you said the vibe changed at one point?
Yes.
You could tell from up there that there was the vibe shift?
Yeah, they seem to move further away from one another.
Okay. And where did the person you said you thought the person went down, where did the person go down?
From
Take your point.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
From where my balcony is, as you can see, there are some buildings.
Yeah.
So most of what happened was in further towards the center of the car park where there were no cars. When someone went down, they went near the cars, and that obscured my view.
Show us at that point where all the stuff happened according to you.
So in the middle here, and then towards this kind of wall where the cars are parked as well. That kind of obscured a little bit at the end.
Just focus on that for a second. So
This
your
is green.
testimony that what you observed from your 7th floor balcony all occurred inside the car park.
The last part, yeah.
Okay, the part where there was the scuffling, the sound of the gun.
Yes.
And 2 people and someone going down.
Yes.
That was inside the car park?
Yes.
Closer to the back wall of the car park where that tent is, that tent over there?
No, it was kind of in this area from what I could observe. It appeared to be
This area meaning what?
in the middle.
Middle of the car park?
Yes.
Just so the record's clear, she first indicated what looks like a blue tent towards the back of the building. That's what counsel was asking about. The witness then indicated further up and she pointed the thing by a white pickup truck. Is that agree, counsel?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. But that at that point,
Yes.
it's like a point that you know. So around here, we're talking about what you saw from the balcony here.
Directly in the middle of the area, and then we could see the tail end of the parked cars when it occurred. So that's what obscured the end when someone fell.
So they weren't over here on the street, right?
Honestly, from that vantage point, it could have appeared that street was part of it, but I thought it occurred in the car park. But again, I was on a 7th floor balcony.
Okay. Aside from that, by the way, who was with you? I heard another voice in there.
My ex-partner and my old roommate.
2 other people.
Yes.
And what's their names?
Do I have Joachim Unge, and then another friend of mine who does not want to be identified.
Okay, what was the first one? Sorry.
Joachim Unge. He's Swedish.
Could we have a spelling likely for the record?
Joakim Unge.
That's one individual.
Yes.
And there was a second one.
Yes.
And the second one,
She does not wish to be identified.
she told you that.
Yes.
So why she doesn't wish to be identified?
Probably because she doesn't want to be doing what I'm doing
So
right
you
now.
told you that? Okay. By the way, we talked about it, and I heard on the 911 call, you said that there was a building that in part obstructed some of your view, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did anything else interfere with your ability to proceed that night?
Drinking?
Potentially.
Potentially what?
It was a Saturday evening.
Okay, what else happened on that Saturday that potentially would have impaired your ability
No.
to proceed?
So we were watching movies, and I had a hit of a joint.
You had what?
I had a hit of a joint.
Hey, Aussies, what does that mean?
So-
No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
You had used the joint in marijuana?
Yeah.
You used marijuana that night before observing what you saw, correct?
Very lightly.
Very likely, okay. Did you tell that to the police that night when they called you back?
No, I just said I didn't want to speak to police.
Okay. And I think you said on that 911 call, we just heard it, so I don't want to replay it for you, but the apartment you were at the time was up on the 7th floor, right? I had that right, 7th floor?
Yes.
Okay. And it was on the corner of Argyle and Selma?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's put up people's one, can I do that for me? Oh. I didn't play. But I want to go on.
Your Honor, it looks like it's working down here. This is not past excursions, it's about speed bump or something.
They're very low code.
We get Barney again.
At the co-counsel smiling.
Did it?
And it's not just that she could have been high, she had a movie playing that could have had sound effects, right?
Okay, so that's, you saw that before people, so that's a little crooked. So just straighten it out for a second. That's people's one, correct? That's what you saw before, it's Matt behind you, right? Miss Mark Brown.
Yes.
So, before hearing what you believed to be a gunshot or two gunshots, you saw people fighting in the street.
Having an altercation, yes.
Um,
But I did say that part of it was obscured by the top of the car park's roof.
Okay. As a matter of fact, what you just said on that 911 call was that there were four men and they were kind of fighting as they were walking along Argyle, and then they turned the fuck this up, correct?
Yes, correct.
And that was at the time.
Yes,
That-
it had just happened.
Right, so your recollection obviously would have been much better than
Yes.
today.
I have not, the first I've heard of this again was literally a week and a half ago, so you can excuse me for being a little shady on the details.
They didn't think this was going to trial.
It's almost 4 years later.
Yeah.
But, what he said back then on that 911 call would have been accurate,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That's the durability anyway.
Yes.
Despite whatever. After you said those four men were kind of fighting, walking along Argyle, they turned left onto Selma. After that happened, you saw these people turn left onto Selma Avenue, right?
Yes.
And at that time, you heard yelling, according to your 911 call, right?
Okay.
And then you saw people starting to run, according to the 911, correct?
Yes, correct.
And according to your 911 call, only after you heard the yelling and saw people starting to run, you saw what you believed being done, correct?
Correct.
And you told the police that after seeing someone pull out the gun, he shot it.
Yes, correct.
And to be clear, that happened after the people turned left from Selma Avenue.
Correct.
And the street they turned left onto before you heard the shot was Vista Del Mar.
I wasn't sure what the street name was, I just knew that there was like a car park there, but yes, if according to that map, yes.
Assuming that matters, right? Vista-
Correct.
Right, okay. Obviously, from your 7th floor balcony, you didn't see a bullet or anything come out of that gun, right? You just heard a sound.
I saw flashes,
Okay.
but I heard shots, I saw flashes, but I obviously can't see from that.
Correct. And obviously you didn't see anyone get hit, particular, you thought you saw someone go down, right?
I saw someone go down. I didn't know if they'd been hit or not, and that's why I called 911.
Right. And you didn't know, and by the way, I think you said on the rec here today, your testimony today, again, I know it was several years later, it appeared someone may have had a gun involved, but you're not sure because you were on the 7th floor. You recall saying that this morning, when you were at testimony?
Was that when you were when they were talking about underneath the parking structure, or in the actual open? Because if we're talking about when there was the altercation on Argyle, then I couldn't have been sure because it was under a roof and I was on the 7th floor. But when it was in the car park, it appeared to be a gun. Because otherwise, why would it make noise and flash?
Okay.
Saw flashes.
Now, it's your testimony that you saw someone going down.
They've got to do the starter gun argument.
Oh, I'm so
Your
sorry.
testimony that you saw someone going down.
Yes.
All right, and according to you, you think the person who was shot was wearing blue clothing.
I said that in the 911 call. As of this moment, I do not recall.
Yes, I know you'd be good in this walk around, right? No one suggested you should, as you sit here today, remember exactly what you saw back in November of 2020. I'm basing my questions and your answers on your 911
Yes.
call, okay?
Okay, perfect.
So what's in
Sorry.
that 911 call is really what we should be relying on, right? Yes?
Your Honor,
Yes.
that's an objectionable question.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, is there anything in your 911 call in which to correct today?
No, there's not. Again, I have been as accurate as possible with the time that has passed. I'm just here to give testimony and then leave, hopefully. Yes.
You will, yes, please.
Thank you.
Anyway, according to your 911 call, you thought that person who was shot was wearing blue clothing, right?
According to my 911 call, yes.
And then you said, believe all the people ran in different directions.
According to my 911 call, yes.
And you can't be sure, I guess, the direction you believe the person with the gun went, right?
According to the 911 call, yes.
At one point in your 911 call, you said you weren't even sure if the people ran away, right?
Correct.
But today you're
And then
sure.
Did they call you back? Is that what happened?
They did call me back, yes.
Okay. And basically there were officers at the scene at that point already?
I can't recall if the officers were already at the scene, but I do know that they were on their way.
Okay. And that's when the 911 operator asked if you would meet the officers
Yes.
and you declined?
Yes,
right?
correct.
All right, thank you. Martin Brown, what goes with?
Thank you.
Ms. Olmstead?
No further questions.
All right, Ms. Martin Brown, thank you for coming in. You are excused. Next witness.
The next witness is Terrell Hoffman. You may just take a moment, please.
Here we go. Shout out to Taylor Gang